Greetings from St. Louis, Missouri. Today is Saturday, February 25th, 2023. It is about 52 degrees at 3:39 p.m. Central Time. We are standing outside of probably what St. Louis is most known for, the iconic Gateway Arch. And according to what I was reading online, they turned the Gateway Arch into a national park back in 2018. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the smallest national park in the country, because traditionally you think of national parks as having carved out like landscapes with a bunch of rocks or trees and things like that. This is more of a, man-made monument. But nonetheless, it is a national park, and that's where we're going to start exploring today for our St. Louis adventure. I got here to St. Louis earlier today around 9:30 a.m. It had been snowing this morning in Cleveland. We had no snow all of February, and then this morning woke up to some snow, so they had to de-ice the plane for a little bit. But we eventually got going, and then I did a little bit of videos touring the airport at St. Louis. Then once I got to my hotel, they did allow me to check in early at the Hampton Inn, which is about 2 to 3 blocks going that way. Actually, from the room I have, so this is not my hotel, this is the Hyatt, but imagine a building like this 2 blocks down. I have a room that's like right there, so when you look out the window, you can see the arch from a diagonal, which is pretty cool. Granted, this is a much better perspective to see. Straight and center and up close. But after that, I just grabbed some lunch at a place called Sugar Fire Barbecue. Got a pulled pork sandwich, fries, and au gratin potatoes. And now I'm beginning my little exploration. I didn't know this until a few weeks ago, but there's like an elevator shaft that takes you up the arch, and then those little windows up there, I believe, are what you can look out once you're at the top. I'd have to check what the admission for that is. I feel like it wasn't too expensive, maybe around like $14, but I have to check to be sure. And then down below here, I believe there's a small arch museum. I don't know if there's any restrictions inside, but it says Visitor Center Museum, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Alright, once I got inside, they had kind of like a small security screening where you could put your bag through the machine and you walk through the metal detector. But we're through that now. And up ahead should be the museum. I don't think there's admission for the museum. I'm pretty sure that the museum is free and it's just the arch elevator that requires paid fare. Welcome, enter here to explore the museum, Tucker Theater, ride to the top, Arch Store, and Arch Cafe. Well, let's see here. Maybe we'll start over here on the left side, because it says welcome to the museum. Here's a map of the museum, Jefferson's vision, riverfront era, etc., building of the arch. This is talking about Thomas Jefferson's Library of Maps and Books on the west. There's so much to see in this museum that it'd be impossible to like capture everything on video. It's one of those things you'd really have to come look at yourself. I'm always a sucker for models, but I think if we go inside, we'll get a better shot at the model. This is supposed to be representing the Missouri Fur Company.
Put it back the way it was.
Did the lights dim? Because I swear that's not how it looked when I was on the other side. In terms of the lighting. Oh, so it's kind of telling a story. I feel like there'd be some way to bring the lights up. Unless it's just automatically running. There you go. Now the lights come up. Maybe it just rotates automatically without pressing anything. If I knew more about St. Louis and the downtown area, I'd be able to like describe like, oh yeah, that's where this is located according to that model. What's cool is that this isn't, in my estimation, just a history of the arch. It's like a history of all of St. Louis. So I think this section is going to be talking about the arch in general. Looks like these may have been some of the proposed models.
I do like the idea of like the lawn.
A lawn. I wonder if he helped inspire what happened to the sea.
Yeah.
You're good. Like, come on. Yeah. So tall.
And it looks like this is the one that they went with, right? Now, granted, you may be thinking, like, why are you showing a model of the arch? The darn arch is just outside. But it's still cool to see, like, the blueprint and the background information behind it. Like I said, this is one of those things where it wouldn't do it justice if I stopped and did a video of every single thing there is to see here. I'm just trying to help raise awareness that if you ever do come to St. Louis, that this is here and something you can check out. Got the Tucker Theater over here. They must do some shows. That's a there's so much cool artwork that is associated with the arch. They're trying to compare like Statue of Liberty, 305 feet, White House, 60 feet. And then also comparing it to the Washington Monument, Mount Rushmore. And over here, it looks like there's a huge video board, again showing some important timelines in history. Then there's an Arch Cafe if you want to grab something to eat, and then the tram rides that take you to the top of the arch. Looks like it runs every 10 minutes. And then there's also the Arch store in this area.
Oh, there it is.
Teams of horses, holding the reins in one hand and a whip in the other. Requires skill and can be dangerous if you don't know where to be behind the reins. Be sure to get to your destination in quick time. They don't call me the night of the last for nothing.
And there's one more section over here. Houses look different in early St. Louis. Oh, that's pretty cool. This is like what an early house would look like.
I wish the Frenchmen colonized me.
What?
Mason. That's a point. That is it.
Yeah, probably.
That's one bet.
Yeah, so that's the quick glance at the museum. You could obviously spend a ton more time there. Justifiably so. Let's head back outside and look at the surrounding park at the Arch.
Nope.
We have a picture in the van.
Really? You can tell it from the rubber line.
So this is definitely the most touristy part of St. Louis, I would say. Just a couple of the blocks that I was walking around in my hotel, you could see quite a few, I don't know what to call them, like sketchy looking people just like wandering around. People that would like make you stay on guard, like you're making sure they're not gonna approach you or do something. Here it's plenty of tourists. You can see we've got a map here. You are here, so we're right here. The hotel that I was referring to earlier was like around this area. I walked this way. This is the old courthouse, although that's closed. We went down here, we went inside the museum, but like then all this is the national park, and it's not huge, but it's still nice to explore. Alright, let's continue on exploring here. You've got something called the Old Cathedral on the right. See, they have bike racks there too if you want to lock up your bike. And then the riverfront is up ahead here. Should be the Mississippi River. Oh, you see the helicopter just took off there. How about this for a shot? I don't know if it's gonna pick up on this camera because of how close we are. See, at first you think to yourself, how the heck could an elevator go up that? But then once you get close up, you see how thick or wide the arch is. So that museum that we were seeing would take you out toward this area. Presumably, like the elevator would be around here and shoot you up. So not a lot of people seem to be walking like around the park going north and south or east or west. I don't know, whatever direction that may be. But it is also cool seeing like both bridges that take you across the Mississippi over to Illinois. Because if you just go across the ways, you're in Illinois. Oh, there's that helicopter again. Must be a regular thing because I keep seeing and hearing it fly around.
Or if he wants to pay cash, I have a mat by my front door, a doormat. You can just slide it, put it under there. My wife will be home later.
Oh, I see. It's helicopter tours. That's why it keeps taking off. And then you've got giant stairs here that take you kind of right up to the Mississippi River. I know I keep showing the arch over and over, but it's like every angle you get of it is something different. Let's take these stairs down. Oh, I didn't realize you could like literally go right up to the river with no barricade of any kind here. Straight over there, there's supposed to be like an earth cam that points toward the arch from a distance. You're not going to be able to really see it from here. Well, that was pretty fun to see the helicopter up close and personal. So I've gotten enough pictures. I actually stopped for a second because I was coordinating with my brother who was at home in Cleveland looking at me on the webcam trying to identify me. When I told him I was in the area, he kept messaging me like, where are you? Like, are you on the hill? Are you here? So finally I just came by the river because I knew that would be a spot where not many other people were and you could pinpoint where I was. Yeah, I'm still surprised how you could just like literally walk right up to the Mississippi River. Alright, so next let's try to walk down at least one of these ends of the park to see what it's like. We'll go this way to maybe get a little bit closer to that bridge and then loop back around. The hotel I'm staying at, by the way, is that one right there that just peeked out behind the arch, Hampton Inn. So that's why I get that diagonal shot of the arch. The only bad thing about it was the windows on the hotel were like so foggy that you couldn't get the most crisp picture. See, let me see if I can pull it up on my phone to show what I'm referring to. Yeah, so that's the view from my hotel window. I wonder if they do anything in the evening time to illuminate the arch. It's kind of an interesting look down that way. There's a casino across the way there. Casino Queen, DraftKings. So I will say that the grass here at the arch is pretty green, all things considered. When I saw the grass like in other parts of St. Louis as we were making our way in, it looked so like dead because of the winter time. But it's not too bad here. And you even have some of the little orange leaves that are still on the tree that make it a little bit picturesque, but I'm sure it's a lot more vibrant when all the trees are nice and green to go along with the scenic arch. By the way, if we turn around and look from here, you've got, it almost looks like a straight up, like the, I don't know, like the Washington Monument almost. Oh, what is this down here? I almost wasn't going to go over here. I probably won't, yeah, I'm not going to walk all the way over there, but looks like if you continue walking, you've got like a little park within a park. I think if you go that way, that's kind of like a little riverside, seaport village type of area. I should really find out what the name of the area is. There's some restaurants and nightlife down there. And then my hotel, again, I'm pretty close to it. There's also the convention center behind it. You see that big, like, arena looking thing? That's a portion of the convention center. But what I'm going to probably try to do is walk a little bit this way until I can get to that path over there, circle around the arch, and then see if I can make my way toward Ballpark Village. And then I possibly might be able to catch some activity as fans are exiting the Civic Center area, since the St. Louis Blues hockey game is going on right now. There's no more St. Louis Rams after they moved to Los Angeles a couple of years ago. And the St. Louis Cardinals are not playing right now, but we are still going to look at the baseball village area. I've seen one baseball village type of area before, which was in San Diego, where they called it the Park at the Park. I'm literally walking right up to my hotel. I wasn't even trying to. I'm on the 10th floor, so it's probably almost near where the brown part is ending. Okay, so that Seaport Village area that I was talking about, I don't know how to pronounce that, but Laclede's Landing. It would be over there. There's also a horseshoe, looks like casino, so there's a casino that way too. I thought one of these trails would get you sort of closer to that body of water that's over there, but well, maybe it does if I angle downward over here. Yeah, here we go. Granted, it's nothing big, it's just a small little pond. It's always nice when you have a little bit of water. Granted, I just saw the massive Mississippi River, but I mean, a pond embedded around with grass around it is always pretty pleasant to look at. I really like how the sun, when it's setting, is like, you can see it on one end of the arch, but then the opposite end, because of the angle that it takes, you don't see it. Again, if you're watching this, you may be thinking to yourself, like, Jesus, how many times can you show the arch without it getting old? Hey, it's just one of those historic monuments. This is probably, I'm trying to think to myself, probably the most up close that I've been to something besides the Space Needle. Because last year when I was at my work conference, I was in Seattle, so I was up close and personal to the Space Needle. But the Space Needle kind of reminded me of like the spiral needle that used to be at Cedar Point up in near Cleveland, Ohio, or similar attractions like that. So even though it was unique and you could see it throughout all of Seattle and it was cool, I feel like this is a whole different category, seeing the arch. Alright, so we're going to say bye to the arch area now. Head back kind of toward where we started. See if we're able to make it to the ballpark village. I think I looked on my phone and the hockey game just ended. Unfortunately, Pittsburgh Penguins won in overtime against St. Louis, so the fans exiting aren't going to be in the most cheerful mood. Although since the game ended now and we're a little bit of ways away from there, we probably won't catch the full crowd exiting. I should try walking in the grass a little bit, because I know, a lot of people taking advantage of the grass. It's one of those things where it'd be kind of cool if you like brought a football and tossed a football underneath the arch. I saw people earlier throwing, must not have been a baseball, but some type of ball that they were throwing to each other among the group. So it sounds like also that the old courthouse building was some type of tourist attraction, even though it's closed presently. Even though I got a lot of nice shots of the arch, probably my favorite one was the very first picture I took when I had the sign of the National Park Service with the arch in the background. This one right here.